of that dog at all.
And I had control of her at all times.
What happened this morning?
I was walking the dog. She pulled me down. She dragged me right down. I lost control of the leash.
Either you lied to the police or you lied to me.
I lied to the police.
Oh. Actually, that was the wrong answer. The police aren't going to like to hear that.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Deborah Perry is suing her neighbor, Tracy Clemens, and Tracy's boyfriend, Dale Taylor, for damages after Dale's dog attacked and killed her dog.
Order. All rise. It's case number 72 on the calendar in the matter of Perry versus Clemens Taylor.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Miss Clemens, do you and Mr. Taylor live together?
No.
Mr. Taylor, you live in a house or an apartment?
Apartment.
You live alone or with others?
I live alone.
How large is your apartment?
It's a studio.
And when did you get your dog?
I got her like 5 years ago.
From where?
Through my uncle. He had puppies.
How long have you and Miss Clemens been a couple?
For the past 3.
Approximately about a year.
How many times a day do you walk his dog?
Not very often. I don't see it very often. Not every day.
On February 16th, you were walking his dog?
Yes.
And you take his dog out on a leash?
Yes, always.
And your dog is a pit bull?
Half lab, half pit bull.
And your dog was a Yorkie?
Yes, Your Honor.
That you were walking on February 16th?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the case. Case is that your dog, Mr. Taylor, there is no question that your dog killed Miss Perry's dog during that walk on February 16th. You were not there. Miss Clemens was there, correct? The defense is, and I assume it's Miss Clemens's defense because actually you're the dog owner, so she's suing the person who had control of the dog as well as the dog's owner. Miss Clemens' defense is that it was the Yorkie's fault.
Correct.
Well, that's her defense. You don't know that that's true. And then there is a counterclaim because your dog was quarantined and there were fees of $175. And your claim is because it was the plaintiff's fault, she should pay for the quarantine fees for your dog. That's the counterclaim. Now, let's take two issues. At what time, Miss Clemens, did you get to Mr. Taylor's house to walk the dog?
I didn't walk the dog at his house.
Where did you walk the dog?
I walked the dog on the block that I live on.
Was the dog's?
Because I had the dog in my car.
The dog was in your car. At what time on February 16th did the dog get in your car?
8-ish.
8-ish is not a time.
I walked the dog around 8:20 or 8:15 in the morning.
What do you mean you walked the dog at 8:15 in the morning?
Yeah, I was on my way to a funeral, and I was walking the dog on my block.
You said that the dog doesn't stay with you. The dog stays with him in the studio.
Right.
How did the dog get to your block?
In my car.
So did you pick up the dog from...
Yes, I picked up the dog.
You know, slippery. You picked up the dog from his house.
Yes.
What time?
In the morning.
Time?
7.
And at 7 a.m., where did you take the dog?
To my house.
So the dog was in your house?
Yeah, it was on the way to my house.
So you took the dog at 7 a.m. to your house. Did you take the dog inside your house? No. How long is it from Mr. Taylor's house to your house by car?
Depends on traffic, 30 minutes or to an hour.
And then you were taking the dog out near your house, and the intention was to let the dog stay in your house while you went to the funeral?
Yes.
So you picked the dog up from Mr. Taylor's house. Now, were you at home when she picked the dog up? Mr. Taylor, look at me.
Yes.
This is not going to be easy.
Right.
What time did you pick the dog up?
What time did she pick it up? She spent the night over, so
that's right. There we go. Wouldn't that have made it easier?
She stayed over.
If you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory, Slippery. Do you understand? So you stayed over at Mr. Taylor's house. See, because he's not even smart enough to listen to what you said. Do you understand? So you stayed over at his house, and you left his house at what time, Miss Clemens?
7.
To take the dog to your house to spend the day at your house?
No.
Well, you were going to a funeral. What were you going to do with the dog after a 30-minute ride? This is not going to get easier. It's going to get harder. What were you going to do with the dog? You were going to a funeral. If you're going to tell me, Miss Clemens, that I took the dog on a 30-minute car ride to urinate and defecate in front of my house, and then I was bringing the dog back to Mr. Taylor's house so that I could go to a funeral,
No.
I'm not going to believe you. And if you tell me that you were going to take the dog in the car and leave the dog in the car when you went to the funeral, I'm not going to believe you. Do you understand?
Correct.
So that means that you picked up the dog, took it to your house, and you were going to leave the dog in your house while you went to the funeral.
Correct.
Wasn't that easy? Don't tell me visiting. Are you in a rental property? Or
Yes.
Does your rental property permit dogs in the house?
It permits my dog in my house. I have my own dog.
Was Mr. Taylor's dog permitted in your house?
Visiting, yes. I can have visitors.
What kind of dog do you have in your house?
A poodle terrier, a rescue.
Now you want to describe to me what happened on the morning of February 16th.
I was walking my 12-year-old Yorkshire Terrier, Riley.
Were you walking the dog on a leash?
My dog is always on a leash and a harness.
You were walking the dog on a leash?
I was walking the dog on the opposite side of the street where I live. I live on the same side of the street as the defendant. And
you live on the same side of the street as she does?
three buildings down.
Did you ever see her before?
Yes.
Did you ever see her before with this dog?
Yes.
How many times? Put your papers down.
At least 10 times.
So you were walking your dog. Oh, go ahead.
Yes. And I was about to finish our morning walk, and it was approximately 8:20 in the morning. I actually have a picture of the scene of what it looks like. There's a large van parked in front of the building next to mine, and I do scan the street before I cross, but the dog that the defendant was handling was defecating. And when I can show you if you'd like to.
No, just tell me.
When I approached the rear side of the driver's side of the van, I heard the defendant cry out, "No, no!" And I saw her turn towards her dog. The dog was on the grass. She had the poop bag in her hand, and I stopped with Riley, and thought for just a second, this possibly is going to go really badly. The defendant was tying the poop bag, and the dog rushed us in the street. I lifted up on Riley's. He also had a jacket on, but I lifted up on my leash. He was dangling in the air, and I spun twice, full rotations, to try to get him away from that dog, but the dog was chasing, like in a circle, following like a jackrabbit in a greyhound race. The dog was following him. The moment I lowered him, she chomped onto his right side, and I was holding onto the left side, and I started to scream. And then at that point, maybe a couple of seconds after that, the defendant came and tried to get control of the dog. She was not around for the other part.
When you saw the defendant and she was cleaning up after the dog, tying up the bag, and you saw the dog, was that the front lawn of where she lives?
It's the front lawn of my next door neighbor, and actually my neighbor, my witness, Dwayne Elkins, is in front of his building, next door to mine.
I have a leash on.
It's a rope with a noose on the end. It's not a proper leash.
Which she had let go when she
She's busy with the poop bag.
I'm ready. Then I'm going to hear the witness. Then I'm going to see the video. Go. Is that how it happened?
No.
Go ahead.
First of all,
You have to understand. You have to understand two things before you tell it to me. You've already lied to me a couple of times at the beginning when we started. Already. So I know that you're capable of that, even in this setting, and even with me. So I know you're capable of lying. So I want you to think twice before you tell me a story that you may regret. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
You've said correct before. You've said correct 4 times to me earlier today when you lied to me. So now you want to tell me what happened on February 16th?
Yes. I was walking Misty on my block up the street, and she had a harness on and she had a leash on. And I had control of her at all times. I never had not control of her. And I walked her up the street, and I walked her back down, and we stopped for her to go to the bathroom. And I noticed Miss Perry and Riley approaching and crossing the street. She was on her phone. She wasn't paying attention at all. And when Miss Perry and Riley approached the sidewalk, Riley jumped with excitement and nipped it. And she snapped at Riley and lunged at her, and I couldn't get her off of her. I mean, I did all I could to try to get her off of her, and I couldn't.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your name, sir.
I'm Dwayne Elkins.
You live on the same block as she does?
Yes.
How many times have you seen Miss Clements with this pit bull?
I never had previously.
How many times have you seen her?
I don't recall seeing her, really.
So you really don't know her?
No.
Do you know Miss Perry?
Well, we've lived in our apartment over 13 years, and I've seen Debbie most of that time, if not all the time.
Were you at home on February 16th?
Yes.
Did you see any part of this incident?
Yes, I did.
Think carefully before you answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were in a big rush that day. You lied to the police, Miss Clemens. Either you lied to the police or you lied to me. Which one?
I lied to the police.
Oh, that was the wrong answer.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Deborah Perry says neighbor Tracy Clemens was walking a dog owned by her boyfriend, Dale. The defendants are countersuing for pound fees.
Now, what part did you see?
When I saw there was commotion on the driveway, so I opened the door, and Debbie was screaming, "Help, help." And I ran out there, and the black dog had a grip on Riley's neck and wouldn't let go for anything.
So you didn't see the beginning?
No, I didn't see the beginning.
So the end part is what you saw?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I did see, it was like there was just a rope, and she didn't have control of that dog at all.
I always had
Did you do anything?
Yes, I did. I glanced on my porch. I had a broom, so I went and got that and started pounding on the dog, and he wouldn't let go, and it broke. I broke the broom, and so there wasn't much else to do. It looked like Riley.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I was just saying, the pet bull is a miniature pet bull, weigh 25 pounds. If you hit that pet bull, the Labrador with a stick or something, it's a miniature. It's not a big one. It don't weigh over 25 pounds. So if you hit it with anything, it would have let go. It's a little bitty dog. It's not no normal size pet
I don't
bull.
care what you think.
All right. Okay.
Mr. Taylor, you live in a studio. You live by yourself.
Yes.
Have any kids? Have any kids is the question. Yes or no?
Yes.
What are you looking over there for? There's nothing wrong with having children.
Right.
How many children do you have?
One.
How old?
Newborn, a few months.
Few months.
Right.
Where does he live?
They mom.
In the same town as you?
Yes.
Do you see him?
Yes.
How often?
She act funny about once every 2 weeks.
Okay. So I'm just telling you, before I look at the video, and I have to, in all fairness to you, you know, people know that I think that people who have pit bulls are crazy and stupid. People out there know, and I get all kinds of mail when I say that. So sometimes people send me mail. So somebody sent me just last week this article, which I actually thought was interesting, and I want you to read, because now you have a new baby.
Yeah,
Just listen to me. Don't speak. Just listen. This is from the Akron Beacon Journal, Saturday, May 25th of this year. The Ohio State University College of Medicine and the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center researchers which types dogs of the biggest risk of biting with severe injury, along with physical traits associated with. There are 340 breeds of dogs. So the top 5 breeds of dogs. The first is unknown, mixes. The second in order, pit bulls, mixed breeds, German shepherds, terrier Rottweilers. Do you understand?
Yes.
This article says that the study was a 15-year study of researching and documenting dog bites in hospitals. And the doctor who was part of the group that conducted the study. He said the results of the survey is not a surprise. It's an open secret. It's always pit bulls. But the problem are the number of people who own pit bulls and are in permanent denial. They just are. They're not looking at the numbers, and they're just not exposed to it. And the danger, this is for you, Mr. Taylor, is more pronounced for children whose faces are often on the same level as pit bulls and can be perceived as a threat. I forewarned you. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The emotional drain it would be for a person who's had a dog to have that dog killed in your presence on that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Deborah Perry says neighbor Tracy Clemens and her boyfriend, Dale Taylor, are responsible for the death of her dog.
Now, I'm going to see the video.
Okay.
Ma'am, have you got a second, please?
Yeah. I'm on the way to go to a funeral.
Could you wait right here?
Yeah.
Is that your dog?
No, it's my friend's dog.
Where's your friend?
He's not here. I just been watching the dog.
Your dog sitting?
Yeah.
What is your friend's name?
Dale.
Dale. Last name?
Mission.
Okay.
Mission.
How do you spell that?
MISSIE. O-N.
But the owner of the dog is Dale Taylor?
Yes.
Is that a male?
Yes.
Caucasian? Do you know where he lives?
LA.
The address?
I don't have his address. I don't know that information.
Phone number?
No, I don't know that information.
So how do they reach you? How do you reach them?
I don't have the information right now.
Is it in your phone?
No. The dog. I was walking her like I've been walking her, and I was on this grass, and they're right here. And she saw the dog, and she pulled me down. She literally just dragged me right down, and I've never seen that before. So she dragged me right down. I lost control of the leash, and she clamped on the dog, and she wouldn't let the dog.
Do you go get the dog?
Yes, I guess.
Where do you get the dog?
I just pick him up and brings the dog to me. I babysit the dog.
Well, you're so
like my
far,
friend.
you're not being completely honest, because I went from Dale Mission to Dale Taylor.
I'm in shock.
Now it's you go pick up the dog. Now he brings the dog.
I'm in shock.
Okay, but being in shock and lying, I mean, please, we just need your information.
The dog didn't make it. You can sit down, sir. So, you were in a big rush that day. You lied to the police. Either you lied to the police or you lied to me, Miss Clemens. Either you lied to the police or you lied to me. Which one?
I lied to the police.
Oh, that was the wrong answer. The police aren't going to like to hear that. That you gave a false statement to the police. The police aren't going to like to hear that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay, listen out there. If you have pit bulls, I feel sorry for you. Don't write me a letter. Don't put it on my Facebook page. I'm not interested. We take it down. If you're stupid and you've been warned and your pit bull hurt somebody, has your pit bull ever hurt anybody before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Taylor, is this a good lesson for you?
Yes, very great lesson.
It's a very good lesson because your girlfriend told the police that she lost control of your dog and the dog pulled her down. That's what she told the police, right?
I saw that.
Now, right. It was a surprise to you, right? It came from the police officer's body cam.
Right.
Right? Now you know what your dog is capable of. So I actually think that the owners, people who own pit bulls or who take responsibility for them, have to be responsible for the damage that they do. And I cannot even put a number, a dollar number, on the emotional drain it would be for a person who's had a dog, not only for 12 years, a year, 2 years, to have that dog killed in your presence. I can't put a dollar figure on that. The only dollar figure that I can put on it is the dollar figure that I have here that's the maximum for me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues. Judy.
I don't really have thoughts.
I've cried every day since it happened.
I don't really have any comment.
She seemed to have no remorse or no empathy.
I just want to put it behind me.
The dog broke completely away from that woman and shook him like a rag doll.
I pray, ask God to forgive me.
Rest in peace, Riley.
This is a lie. He made this all up.
An overheated driver motors through her defense.
If I would have hit his car, he would have had my insurance and it would have been already taken care of because I make way enough money to pay for a mirror or anything else.
Let me know when you're finished.
I'm not finished. I'm not getting into it with the grown man over a fake claim. I don't even like being in the same room with this man.
Fine. Step out. Out!
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Ignacio Olivas is suing Brittany Hill Warner for damages to his vehicle after her car door flew open and hit his car.
Order. All rise. It's case number 60 on the calendar in the matter of Olivas versus Warner.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge Party.
Mr. Olivas, it is your claim that Miss Warner damaged your car.
Right.
She damaged your car, according to you, when, as you were pulling out of a parking spot, she had just gotten into the parking spot, opened up her door into your car.
Right.
Was your car moving at the time?
No, ma'am.
You were about to pull out of the spot.
I wasn't ready to pull out. I was checking some receipts.
So you were sitting in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was in a parking lot of a big store, Walmart?
Walmart, yes, ma'am.
Had you already been in the store?
Yes.
And you were going into the store?
That's correct.
On what date did this happen, Mr. Olivas?
February 28, 2019.
About what time?
11 o'clock in the morning.
That's not true.
How long had you been sitting in your car?
3-4 minutes.
Did Miss Warner pull up on the passenger side or the driver's side?
The passenger side.
Did you see her car pulling in?
I wasn't watching because I was watching my receipts, looking at my receipts. And then when I noticed is when I hit a big hit on my car, when she opened the door.
That's
and,
a lie.
And the wind.
I don't want to hear you.
And the wind, it was too windy, and the wind took the door away from her and scratched my car and broke the mirror.
Oh, that's a lie. It's not Chicago. Like, the wind is not that bad. It's Reno, Nevada.
What part of I don't want to hear you until I ask you, don't you understand? Who is it up? How long have you known each other?
About 11 years.
I would like the first and last name of anybody that you know who fixes cars. First and last name.
I got the last name. I don't know the first.
Well, that's not helpful to me.
His name is...
Shut up! I don't want you to open your mouth until I ask you a question. Do you understand?
I do.
This is not going to be easy. It's going to get harder. So you do not have the name of anyone who fixes cars.
Garcia.
Now, did your wife just tell you the first name?
Yes.
How do you know Garcia? Do you know Garcia?
He fixes all of the family members' cars.
How did you meet him?
Through fixing my car.
Through
My
your wife?
Yes.
So you met Mr. Garcia through your wife because you didn't even know his first name. She had to tell you his first name, right? This is all going to become very important. You understand how it's going to become important, right?
Yes.
Yes. You understand? You understand how it's going to become very important. You know exactly where I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
Oh, I'm all over
Now
it.
you can sit.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you both got out of the car, when this happened, and I assume you both got out of the car.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
She said, I'm sorry, I will promise you to fix your car. And I asked her for a pin to write down her name and policy insurance and everything. She don't have it. I don't have it either. So I asked her for her phone number. She gave me the number, and I called right there, right away. And
Did Miss Warner, according to her answer that she signed, ever say to you, I felt badly for him and told him that my husband knew someone who could fix it cheaply? Now we know where we're going, right? Right. Not I know someone who can fix it. My husband knew someone who could fix it cheaply. She said, even though my door never hit his car. And she gave you her number, and you called the number, so you knew it was the right number.
she gave me her husband's phone number, and I did call him, and he told me, I'm at work right now. When I get off from work, I will call you back. Since then, I haven't heard from them at all.
Okay. So now you can stand up, sir.
Thank you.
Good. Just to answer my questions. So your wife knew Garcia's name. Your wife knew Garcia's number. So there would be nothing to prevent your wife from saying to him, I really feel badly for you. My family's been using somebody for years. His name is Garcia. This is his number. He could probably fix it for you cheaply. Now, does that sound reasonable to you? Reasonable if what her excuse is I never hit his car, but I felt sorry for him, and I wanted to get him somebody who could fix his car cheaply. She could give him his name and his number because you got all that information from her, right?
Wrong.
You just told me you met Garcia through your wife.
Correct.
Right. So she had the information, so she had to give it to you sometime 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Correct.
Whatever. She had the information.
She doesn't have it anymore, though. I'm the one who deals with all the
You don't even know his first name.
Because I call him Mr.
Just a
Garcia.
second. Sit down. It doesn't make sense, and if something doesn't make sense, sir, it's not true. That doesn't require an answer. That was a statement. Close your mouth. But then you managed to get a paper, Mr. Olivas, according to your complaint, and you wrote down her information.
Yes, I did.
Her tag number and the license plate number on her car. And you got no satisfaction from either the defendant or the husband when you tried to contact them. Put your hand down.
They never called me, Your Honor.
Now, the next thing that you did was you really tried to find them.
Right.
And you hired a process server.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that you?
It's him over here.
Would you stand up, please?
He's a molester.
It's all very easy. You do the wrong thing happens, you do the wrong thing, you get skunked sometimes at the end. Instead of just letting it go and fixing whatever the mirror it was, he went to the expense of hiring a process server because you did the wrong thing.
Not true.
The right thing, oh yeah, the wrong thing. That didn't make sense what you said in your answer. Didn't make sense. Call my husband. He'll give you the name of somebody to do something cheap when you don't know this man from a hole in the wall. Here's my phone number. Don't take down anything else. I don't have my insurance. I don't have anything else.
I do have insurance, and I did have my insurance.
So
at
why
the
didn't you
time.
give it to him?
Because I never hit his car.
Just a second.
If I would have hit his car, he would have had my insurance, and it would have been already taken care of because I make way enough money to pay for a mirror or anything else. But there was no damage there.
Let's find out what the
there was nothing.
Let's find out what the process
He's
server
a
had to
molester.
say.
He touched my breast, grabbed me like this with my name that said Brittany, with my husband in the car, and he almost got his ass beat. He is a molester, and he needs to pay for his job.
Straight
he
up.
threw paperwork in my face over this fake claim. Nobody makes that much damage on a vehicle from that silly picture with a mirror. If your car goes into a parking lot and you hit a door, it's a dent. It's not a scratch. It's not you lose a mirror. That's common sense. You pull into a parking spot and you park. At lunchtime, you open your door, it hits a car, then it would make a dent. It would not key up an entire car and you break your own mirror off to make a fake claim. I'm not getting into it with the grown man over a fake claim. I was just trying to help him. He harassed my kids and he grabbed my breast. He grabbed my breast in my car and threw paperwork in my face, scratching my lip. So he is a molester.
Wow.
And to have to even stand next to this man, there should be police here because he's a bad person. This case is fake. He made this all up.
I'm letting you talk yourself out.
On February 28th, I pulled into a parking lot at Walmart. I pulled into the car beside him. This man is standing outside of his car. He was not looking at a receipt. Who sits in the parking lot at 6 minutes at Walmart to look at a receipt? He's standing there. He has obvious damage on the side of his car, and I feel sorry for this man. So I take the time out of my lunch with my name and everything on my uniform, and I represent my company. I had to stay there and talk to this man. I didn't have a choice. I was on lunch. I go inside. I had time to shop and everything. If I really did this, the man would have came into Walmart and found me. He would have definitely found me. He would have got my information. We would have moved forward. A freaking pin stopped your whole thing. Nowadays, we don't need pins. We have cell phones, so this is a lie. This makes no sense. I'm standing here in this courtroom for no reason because this man has harassed my family. This guy, that's why I'm countersuing, because this man came to my house 6 times, talked to my kids, refused information, did not leave a business card, did not do anything. Then he found me in my parking lot, flips around in my window, and I did it because I'm like, who is this guy standing at my door? He pulls it down. You are Brittany. Pulls my breast in front of my kids, with my husband in the car.
Do me a favor. Don't repeat yourself. I'm listening to your tirade.
This is exactly what happened.
I just want to let me know when you're finished.
I'm angry.
Just a second. Let me know when you're finished.
I'm not finished because this is a lie.
Keep going.
This is a complete lie because nobody scratches a vehicle. If you're in a parking lot, the parking spots are this big.
Miss Warner.
Who can scratch up a whole entire vehicle? I'm in an SUV. This guy's in a little car. I felt sorry for him.
I told you to stop now. I let you get it out of your system, but I'm not going to listen to it twice. Do you understand? I heard about your breast at least twice.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Anybody else would have been in jail.
Do you understand me? I heard about your breast at least twice. So if you have nothing...
He deserves to hear about my breast 3 times.
And I want to tell you something. I've heard about it as much as I'm going to. Can I see the pictures of the damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you can see the pictures of no damage to mine.
I don't care about your car.
Look at that car. If you key up a vehicle, your whole car is damaged and you pay thousands to...
Now, may I please see the estimate to have your car fixed? What is your last name, sir?
Jacobs.
Mr. Jacobs, I'm going to put you out. Do you understand? I'm going to put you out.
I don't even like being in the same room with this man.
Fine. Your counterclaims dismissed with prejudice. You can step out. Your counterclaims dismissed with prejudice. You can step out. Out!
Good luck molesting people.
Wow.
Perfect. Just the way I like to do a case.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Walked up to her, said, Brittany, I have some paperwork for you. And she said, my name's not Brittany. And I said, yes, it is. It's on your shirt. And I slid it through about a 2-inch crack on the window. So her window was only opened about that far, so.
Oh, I'm so glad it got quiet in here.
And later today.
Did she answer the phone?
She did.
And what did you tell her?
I said, there's a lot of things wrong with this vehicle. That's not what I was looking for. I'm going to bring the car back, and I want the $1,100 back.
So what did you say?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Ignacio Olivas says Brittany Hill Warner owes for damaging his vehicle when her car door flew open and hit his car.
How did you know Mr. Olivas?
I wore that for him.
You doing a what?
We were doing a serve. Other than
On
that,
this case?
On this case.
So you never knew him
met
before?
No.
So you were trying to serve a summons on that defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he pay you for your service?
He paid our company, yes.
How much did Mr. Olivas pay you for your service?
I believe it was around $49.
And you had the defendant's address?
Yes, I actually have our statement of our attempts for the serve.
May I see it, please? You had her address?
Yes.
How many times did you attempt to serve her at her address?
One of our other servers attempted twice, and that was my second time.
Had you ever seen anybody at the house?
The first time that I went,
yes. Just you?
Yes,
Who
her
did you
husband.
see? Well, you're allowed to leave a summons with a person of suitable age and discretion at the house in your jurisdiction. Why didn't you leave it with her husband?
He denied that she lived there, and we didn't know if it was her husband or not for sure until I pointed out a picture.
Just a second. What exactly did he say to you?
He said another gentleman had already came and asked for her, and he had told her that she did not live there.
Did you attempt to serve her at her place of business?
No, we did not have a...
Only her house?
Yes.
Did you finally locate her?
I was leaving the parking lot, and she was pulling in.
Leaving what parking lot?
To a parking spot. I came around, pulled up behind her, walked up to her, said, Brittany, I have some paperwork for you. And she said, my name's not Brittany. And I said, yes, it is. It's on your shirt. And I slid it through about a 2-inch crack on the window. So her window was only opened about that far, so...
Oh, I'm so glad it got quiet in here. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $26.91. Thank you very much. We're finished.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm 100% satisfied because she knows when somebody's lying. She knows when somebody is telling the truth and everything. And to myself, I don't think I'm a liar. I don't think he's a liar. I don't think he's a molester either. You have to do the right thing and come to see Judge Judy because she's the best in the United States.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shady Fagan versus Foy, step forward.
Alita Shady Fagan is suing Talisha Foy for a refund for a car she sold her that turned out to have issues.
Miss Foy, do you have the title to this car?
No, ma'am. She has it.
When did you give it to her?
I left it in the car when she had came to get it.
Well, the car is back at your house, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So the car is in your house. You have the title.
She took the title out of the car.
Did you?
Ma'am.
The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's answered my question. Defendant said to you, I don't know who you are. I'm not giving you my car without some collateral. So you gave her the $1,100 in cash.
I did.
And what did you do after you got the $1,100 and she took off with the car?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Alita Shady Fagan says Talisha Foy owes her a refund for a car with issues.
You were looking for a used car. You found it online. You contacted the defendant. You went to her house in May of this year. You'd never met her before. You looked at the car. According to you, she told you there were some issues with the car. Had you discussed a purchase price?
Yes.
And what was the purchase price?
$1,100.
According to you, you wanted to take the car to your mechanic before you finalized the deal, and you said to the defendant that you wanted to take the car to your mechanic. Defendant, according to your complaint, said to you, you, I don't know who you are. I'm not giving you my car without some collateral. So you gave her the $1,100 in cash.
I did.
And where did you take the car?
I took it to NTB in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
To inspect it?
I told them I got a car. I said, can you look this over for me?
And about what time did you get there?
I want to say around 3:30 in the afternoon, 3:45.
Okay, so it was shortly after you left her.
I drove.
You needed a lot of work. You called her. What time did you call her?
I want to say around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Where did you call her from?
From NTB.
From the mechanic?
Yes.
Did she answer the phone?
She did.
And what did you tell her?
I said, I'm here. I just got the printout. There's a lot of things wrong with this vehicle. There's over $4,000 worth of repairs. That's not what I was looking for. I'm going to bring the car back, and I want the $1,100 back.
And she said?
She kind of hesitated. She said, okay, all right, but I'm not home right now. I can call you when I get home. And I said, okay.
Where did you go?
I was at my mom's house, but she did not.
Shh. Did she call you from the mechanic?
No, ma'am.
When did she call you?
She called me around, I think, like 8 that night from her cell phone.
Well, I don't care what she called you from. She called you the same day.
Right.
The same day that she had made this transaction with you about 3:30 in the afternoon.
The transaction was around 1 or 1:30.
And what did you do after you got the $1,100 and she took off with the car? What did you do?
Nothing. I was at home all day till I went to my mother's house.
And what did you
stayed
do?
A couple of doors down from me.
And you still had the $1,100?
Yes, ma'am.
She called you and she said, I want to return this car. It's got a lot of damage on it. So what did you say?
I told her she already took the car. She wasn't getting her money back.
Judge Judy you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Did she tell you that she wanted to take the car to a mechanic?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now you have the car, right?
Yes,
but you
ma'am.
don't have the title.
No, ma'am.
She has the title. How are you driving the car without the title?
I'm not driving the car.
Who is?
Nobody is parked in the yard where she left it at.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Can I have the title to the car?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Your Honor, if I may.
What?
I may have been a little off with the time in the beginning. However, I called her at 6, like I said, because I called her on 3 occasions when she did not call me back and she didn't pick up. So I sent the text message, which I have printed out.
I'd like to see it.
And the text messages actually have the times.
I'd like to see it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. Don't touch the car. I actually think that you're a scammer. I actually think that she told you, based upon what I read, that she wanted to have the car checked out. Don't bother coming here. I don't have the money. Business is business. That's what you told her. So I actually think that your answers to me and your answers were disingenuous. You understand? I just want you to know what I think about you. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Oh, well, of course I'm happy about it. I agree.
I'm fine with it.
I knew she would see, right through it.
I told her some problems were wrong with it.
Was prepared that it was as is, but she did not disclose.
Check engine light was on.
Everything that was wrong with the car.
Because I'm not a scammer.
And she tried to get me for $1,100.
I did go back to his house when he chose to get vulgar with me and aggressive.
How many times have you been arrested?
4 times, ma'am.
An online connection immediately crashes.
This is somebody that you know for 24 hours.
Yes, I felt comfortable with him at the time.
Evidently, you had bad judgment.
And his new connection hopes for a reboot.
He served jail time for domestic violence. What makes you think that you're going to be any different?
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. This is Judge
Krenke is suing her ex-boyfriend, Tyler Milligan, for the unpaid balance on a truck he forced her to co-sign for.
Order. All rise. It's case number 105 on the calendar, the matter of Krenke versus Milligan.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Craigie, this is your case. You allege that sometime in February of this year, you met the defendant online. You met him online. He came. You had your first meeting in person on February 20th. You liked him. You lived with your one-year-old daughter, and he stayed the night. You claim the next day he kidnapped you and forced you to co-sign for a truck that he wanted. And you did co-sign for the truck. According to you, while you didn't see him again, you kept in touch with him because you were hoping that he'd make the payments on the truck. And now you're stuck because your name is a co-signatory on a loan.
That is not entirely correct, Your Honor.
Well, then let's have it. Did you meet him on February 20th?
I met him on February 20th.
And he came to your house?
Yes, ma'am. He came to my house.
And he spent the night?
And he spent the night, yes.
And
then from there, we decided that I knew I'd have to bring him back to his house, so I'd bring him back to his house the next day, and I would stay the night because I had to work the following day.
So the next night, now this is somebody that you know for 24 hours?
Yes, I felt comfortable with him at the time, and
Evidently, you had bad judgment, and you took your year-old daughter with you.
I also have my witness here that was with me on the very first day when Tyler came to my house, and then she was also there the following night when I did go back to his house when he chose to get vulgar with me and aggressive. And she has a restraining order on him also as well. As far as like the vulgar and the aggressiveness.
Just a second. Can I see a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Milligan, how old are you, sir?
26, ma'am.
How many times have you been arrested?
4 times, ma'am.
Last time was when?
I was just released on June 8th of this year.
What was your conviction?
Restriction of a 911 call in domestic.
Domestic abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of the 4 arrests were as a result of domestic abuse?
Just 2.
And you're 26 years old.
Yes,
was it
ma'am.
with the same woman or different women?
Different.
How long was the last time that you spent in jail?
39 days was the longest I've ever spent.
Did any judge ever direct you to anger management?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever have to pay a fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the plaintiff says that the witness who's sitting here to her right has a restraining order against you. Do you know who she is?
Yes, ma'am.
Court. Have you been to court?
No, ma'am, I have not.
So she got this restraining order on her own without you?
Yes.
Were you served with the restraining order?
Yes.
Do you have a return date for that restraining order?
No, ma'am.
Did you default in appearance on that? Well, when is the return date?
I have no idea.
Well, you were served with it.
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan, when you're served with a restraining order, it's a temporary restraining order because it's given to you what they call ex parte, which means only the witness, whoever it is, goes in and asks for it, and you are entitled to have a hearing on it. They gives you a return date. You don't know what that return date is?
No, ma'am.
What's the return date?
It was 20 days after the fact of that he could have gone to court. Otherwise...
Did you get a default judgment?
Yep.
Did you go? Not yep.
I did not have to go to court. They just automatically signed the restraining order.
May I see it? Were you dating him?
At one point, him and I did date, yes.
Just a second. So this is when you were dating?
No, we were roommates. So
But you dated. You had an intimate... And now you're her roommate?
Nope, I don't live with her. Her and I are friends now.
Okay,
I live
sit
up
down.
with my boyfriend.
Sit down. Sit.
He knew where I lived.
You filed this report about a week later, February 28th. You spoke to the police officer. Why didn't you want to pursue any charges against the defendant?
I was scared for my safety and my daughter's safety. He does know where I live, and I was afraid of the retaliation that
Did you make an application to any court for a protective order?
I did not at the time.
At any time?
I have not.
Where's the truck?
It's sitting at Porter Service.
What is it doing there?
Waiting to be fixed. The wheel bearing had went out previously, and also the brakes. Once I got served the paperwork, I still work in the process of working on it. I've got parts en route to fix it. After I got served with the paperwork, after reading what was served to me when I was incarcerated.
Why did you think that she co-signed for this vehicle for you?
So that way I could come back and forth to see her, also for work purposes also.
She knew you for 2 days. What is wrong with you?
Nothing, man. We were previously talking about it. So when she came down to the house, we set up a negotiation about it.
There's no negotiation. I don't understand you. Who was that?
That's my wife.
26 years old, and he's had 2 protective orders, served jail time for domestic violence. What makes you think that you're going to be any different?
I don't. I just trust him. I don't. I just trust him.
You trust him?
Yes.
You think all these people are crazy? You think all these women are crazy?
No.
How much was this truck?
Altogether, $9 grand. That's with tax, title, and license.
In whose name is the truck?
Hers.
Whose?
April's.
Is the truck in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Go get it. Get it.
I'm actually filing for the
Go get it.
$5,000 amount.
I don't care what you're suing for.
Because I don't want the truck. It's broken.
I'm telling you, go get the truck.
It's broken.
I'm telling you, go get the truck. Telling you to go get the truck. I will prepare the order. Now you know where it is. She's going to get the truck. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you interfere with that, she's going to have a copy of this tape. You're going to get arrested again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And she can't say, well, they don't understand him, you know, and I trust him, because everybody trusts me. She's going to get the truck, and then she's going to sell it. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
If I may add, I do have receipts for 2 parts that I have bought previously.
I don't give a rat's behind what you have receipts for. She's going to get the truck, and she's going to sell it, and hopefully get a lot more than $5,000. It's her truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the name of the place where it's currently sitting.
Porter Service.
Very good. We'll contact them and let them know that they're not to release it to you. Got it?
Yes. If
Perfect.
I can get my belongings out of there, that would be great.
No, you can't go near the truck.
Also,
You can't go near the truck. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect.
ma'am, what about like the towing or like the towing fees, because the truck is broke down right now? Like if the truck has to be towed from where it's at currently now?
I don't deal in ifs. I'm giving you the truck back that was $9,000.
What about the damage?
You're suing him for $5,000. He just bought the truck in February. You're going to be able to sell it for more than $5,000. I would even invest a couple of bucks in fixing it if I were you, so you can sell it or keep it. Go get the truck. It's yours.
Okay. Yes, sir.
He's not going to touch it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have absolutely no feelings towards him. I have never had any feelings for him.
But just to go see each other so that way we can still date and stuff. But
He is manipulative, vulgar, and just horrible of a person.
she wasn't looking for what I was, and so moved on to bigger and better things.
I feel bad for his new wife, to be completely honest. I am not jealous of her
She was just looking for a hookup, and I wanted marriage and settled down, and here we are.
by any means. I need this new man.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Dilla versus Waldrop. Step forward.
Andrew Dilla and his son, 20-year-old Justin, are suing Justin's former friend, 20-year-old Michaela Waldrop, for vehicle expenses and the removal of Justin's name from a title.
Mr. Dilla, you're his father.
Correct.
How old are you?
20.
You have a job.
Yes.
And who do you work for?
Chipotle?
You've been working there for a while?
Yeah, a little over a year.
What do you do?
I'm a kitchen manager.
You have a salary check,
No, it's by the hour.
but you get paid.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be yes. And what do you do?
I just got recently hired as a cashier.
And before that, what did you do?
I was a cashier at Chipotle.
That's how you met each other. And you dated for a while. Terrific. And you wanted a car.
Yes.
And you had saved up for a down payment.
Yes.
How much?
$2,600 in total.
How much did you put down on the car?
$2,600 in total.
Instead of buying, you know, a car for $2,600, you wanted a new car, newish car. And you couldn't get any credit.
Yes.
So this 20-year-old, because he didn't work for the same place, some bank said, okay, if you co-sign for her, now I've got 2 people on the hook. We'll give her the loan.
Yes.
And the car is in whose name?
It's in both of our names.
And you were dating at the time?
Yes.
Can I see the title?
Your Honor, because it's still being financed.
I want to see the title to the car. Somebody should have a title that says lien on it.
So we have the refinance papers.
I just need a title that says lien on it.
This is the original title from Exeter Finance.
All right, so nobody has a title.
The finance company has the title.
Great. How much is left on the loan?
$10,285 last time I checked.
And who has the car? You do.
I do.
Great. And neither of you were going to be let off this loan, because that would be stupid of the loan company, because now they have 2 people to go against, right?
Right.
And you have the car. What do you want me to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were the dumb one who led to the friends who got pulled over, and the car was impounded because they found drug paraphernalia in the car. Does anybody have a police report for me to look at? I'd like to take a look at it. Put your hand down.
Oh, sorry.
Put your hand down. Listen, you can't help it if you raise stupid.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Justin Dilla says former friend Michaela Waldrop owes for damage and impound fees for a car he co-signed.
According to him, you lent the car to somebody.
Yes.
And that was a friend of yours, and they got pulled over for some sort of drug infraction. And the police went through the car, took it all apart looking for drugs. What's the name of the genius who you lent the car to?
The friend is Izzy, and actually, the car was reported stolen.
Well, if it was reported stolen, they wouldn't have torn it apart looking for drugs. Was there drug paraphernalia found in the car?
Not to my awareness, no.
Not to your knowledge?
Yes.
Not that you are aware of?
Yes.
Right. On what date was the car loaned to your friend?
February 12th.
And you had had the car for about a month at that
Yes.
time. And you had already broken up with him.
No, we were still together up until February.
Well, February 12th, when you loaned the car to the friend,
Yes.
what was the friend supposed to do with the car?
He was going to go get food and run to his house. I had constant location of him because I had an update.
He was supposed to go get food.
Yes.
All right. And who was he with?
He was with his friend.
He was
who
with
actually
another...
I knew him too.
He was with another friend. And on February 12th, were you and Mr. Dallas still a couple?
No.
When had you broken up?
Yes.
When had you broken up?
Sorry. Around February 2nd.
Who went to get the car from impound? Does anybody have a police report for me to look at? I'd like to take a look at it. Put your hand down.
Oh, sorry.
Put your hand down.
Okay.
Listen, you can't help it if you raise stupid.
Pound.
I want to see a police report.
Oh, we weren't able to get a police report unless we had a subpoena for it.
Let me see the date of impound. You picked up the car from impound?
Correct.
And you have the car?
Correct.
And you're paying for the car?
Correct.
Actually, I paid for April.
Who cares? You were the dumb one who led to friends who got pulled over, and the car was impounded because they found drug paraphernalia in the car. So I don't care if you paid April. What do you want?
If I were to...
You got stuck.
Yeah.
With paying for the car. Are you driving it?
No, I'm not.
Is it insured?
It's the registration.
Is it insured?
No, it's
now?
not.
Well, you know you have to have it insured by the loan company.
Okay.
Just what do you mean, okay? Is the car insured?
The car is not insured, never was insured, and the defendant did not insure the car when she took it off the lot.
Listen, that's stupid's fault.
Right. Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When you loaned the car to these two idiots,
yes,
did it have damage on it?
Yeah.
Did it have damage on it?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Justin Dilla says former friend impound fees for a car he co-signed for.
Is the car insured?
The car is not insured, never was insured, and the defendant did not insure the car when she took it off the lot.
Listen, that's stupid's fault.
Right. We were trying to sell the car. We wanted to get monies to be able to pay off the loan and fix the damage that are currently on the car. The car has currently damages on it worth about $5,000.
I'd like to see the damage to the car. Now, unless you can explain to me how the car got damaged.
I was aware.
The two of you broke up in February.
Yes.
On February 12th, you loaned the car to two people, and on February 14th, the plaintiff got the car out of impound by the police.
Yes.
Now, when you loaned the car to these two idiots,
yes,
did it have damage on it?
Yeah.
Did it have damage on it?
Yes.
What kind of damage did it have on it?
The mirror was missing, and the back tail light was broken.
How did that happen?
Honestly, one morning, went out to my driveway and saw it was like that. I thought someone came and actually...
On what date did you find the mirror broken, and the taillight damage?
January 26th.
So on January the 26th, according to you, you and the plaintiff were still a couple because you said you were still a couple in February. That's
Yes.
what you told me a while ago.
Yes.
So while the car was in your possession, it had a missing mirror
Yes.
and a broken taillight.
Yes.
But it didn't have all this other damage.
Not that I know.
Not when you loaned it to
Yes.
your two friends.
Yeah.
So it didn't have all this damage.
No.
Is this the way you retrieved the car from impound?
Yes. And
Who was there with you when you took it out of impound?
my dad.
You were there?
Yes.
When the car came out of impound?
Yes.
When did you take that video?
That day.
And that's the way it looked?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Do you have an estimate on how much it will cost to fix that car?
I was given a
No, the answer is either yes or no.
verbal, and no.
Well, I need an estimate because she's responsible for that. You know, she's an idiot and she's not going to pay for this car and she's not going to get it back because she's totally irresponsible. But the two of you were on the title to the car.
Correct.
The car was damaged. If you have to sell it, which you clearly do, you have to sell it, and in order to sell it, it has to be repaired. And if I don't have an estimate, I'm going to have to back this up a different way. Bird, would you look up the Blue Book value of a 2015 Mazda 3 Sport?
$10,056.
Well, most of the loan is remaining, and what you're asking for, actually, is $3,259, which I assume is the money that you have so far invested in the car, making the payments so that it wouldn't be repossessed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that's certainly far less than what you can get if you sold it. And based upon that, you couldn't get anywhere near $10,000 if you had to sell the car this way. You have a counterclaim.
Yes, I do.
It's dismissed. If you can't afford a car, don't buy it.
Actually, I was not allowed to make the first car payment.
If you can't afford a car, don't buy it.
Oh, I was
And
able to
don't-
afford it.
No, you couldn't afford it because the credit score that you had was insufficient for a $10,000 since you really weren't on the hook for it yourself and you had no job because at the time you lost your job. You were in between jobs.
Yes.
Yes. And you lent it to some people who were probably using it to sell, transport, do whatever they were doing with drugs. In any event, there was paraphernalia found in the car. $3,200, judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done here. By the way, we're withholding your money until you sign over the title to him. Thank you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I didn't directly report it stolen. All I said is I did not give anyone permission
Because my friend let Justin know he was driving the car.
to drive the car because I was unknowing of what she had done with the car.
And Justin did not like that friend very well, so he reported it stolen.
She got fired for no call, no shows
And I need it, and it's been hard without one. I've lost many opportunities.
due to her letting them use the car.
I get my car back, and they accept my refinancing.
I was young and dumb. Don't co-sign for a significant other.
And I could do it today. If not, then car's yours.
Buy your own car if you can afford it.
Their relationship broke her,
Well, the main thing is the credit card.
and her ex's excuses won't fly.
We have airline tickets.
For him and his 3 children.
All going on vacation.
He insisted on going. I opened a new credit card account, always with the agreement that he was going to repay me.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
That's part of the price of canoodling.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George is suing her ex-boyfriend, Randy Schooler, for the cost of a vacation, unauthorized credit card charges, and the return or value of furniture.
Order. All rise. It's case number 96 on the calendar in the matter of George versus Schooler.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss George, you and the defendant lived together with your respective children for a period of time, and it is your claim that you made a series of loans to him during that time.
Yes.
You want your money back.
Yes.
And also that he has some furniture that you moved into his house at the time that you moved in with your children, and you also want that back. The defendant says that you did make a couple of loans to him. Those loans he paid you back for. And the loan that you allege with regard to a trip was a trip that you wanted to take to visit your family. You made the arrangement. When did you and Mr. Schuler move in together?
Approximately the end of June 2018.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2.
And he?
3.
Do you have custody of your children?
I do, 50%.
Okay, so you share custody
Yes.
with your mother. And you moved into his house from where?
From my home. I own a townhome.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the furniture first. I assume that the furniture that you brought from your townhome?
Yes.
What furniture did you bring?
A dining room set, a kitchen set.
Hold on. How long have you been in your home, Mr. Schuler?
5 years now.
Did you have a dining room?
I did.
What did you do with it?
Brought it over to my mother's place.
So you gave it to your mother?
Stored it there, yes.
Okay. Do you want the dining room set back?
I would like it back, yes.
Fine. Get your dining room set from your mother. Within 5 days, she'll come and she'll pick it up.
Sounds good.
Perfect. What's next?
He has the kitchen table and chairs.
Well, I assume you had a kitchen table in your house
I
when
did.
she moved in. What did you do with it?
Moved it upstairs in my house.
So you have it?
Yes.
5 days, you go pick up your kitchen
It was
set.
trashed.
If you don't go and pick it up, consider it abandoned.
Okay.
What's next?
A desk.
Where is the desk?
In his family room. It was my son's bedroom desk.
You have it?
I do.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
2 antique tables that he still has.
You know what she's talking about?
I know of one that I have.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
That's pretty much it. Everything
Very
else
good.
is not.
Okay, take an escort with you. I'll give you an order. Now, let's move over to...
Is
What?
she allowed to come in my house? Is that?
Not she, the moving people.
Okay.
She can wait outside. She has to get moving people to come and move all these things.
Perfect.
Not children, family, nothing. Those things, you will have an order. If you want to have someone there videotaping it, fine. Those things 5 days from today. Next loan. You loaned him $1,000 for what?
I believe it was for his daughter's trip. She was going to Switzerland.
Did he pay you back that money, that $1,000? That's either a yes or a no.
He paid a total of $14.95.
But just a
but
second.
Yes.
Did he pay you back that $1,000? You've just taken care of that one. And then you had trouble with a tooth.
I did.
What month and year?
The tooth, I had to get a root canal and a crown put on, and that was in March of 2018.
And you lent him money for that?
Yes, on my
And did he
credit card.
pay you back?
Almost.
For that?
Almost all of it.
Good. What's next?
Well, the main thing is the credit card. So he had requested to go.
Just a second. What was it that was charged on the credit card after the two of you separated and you moved out?
These charges happened in July. We were still together. The Excel bill was automatically being deducted
The
from
what?
my account, Excel Energy bill, because I had paid it for 1 month, and they had my
bank.
Yes.
How much was that?
That was $411.11 for 3 months.
Did you return that to her?
Yes, I did.
Not true.
Show me.
Sure.
That was for August and September.
Well, I paid her different checks. And there's a check.
No,
statement.
don't give me everything. Don't give me the kitchen sink. I'm talking only about the power bill.
I was liable included for $1,912 with the dental bill, the loan, and the Excel Energy. That's a personal loan that I felt I needed to pay back.
Talking about the electric bill, just the electric bill, that you acknowledge was taken out of her account. You wouldn't acknowledge that in your answer.
Yes.
I want to know if you gave it back to her. And if you did, show me proof that was after the two of you separated.
Not in one lump sum. Actually, the $500 cash that I did in September.
No, $411. Okay, $411 is yours. Okay, now, what else do you think, understanding that you gave him the credit card to use, and you gave him the credit card, according to you, when you were all going on vacation. You were going on vacation, and you were going to visit your family.
Yes.
Yes. In what month?
What month were we going to visit my family? Was
What
July.
month did you go?
It was for 4th of July, yes.
And you went?
Yes.
In July. And you went with your 2 children and yourself and his 3 children and himself.
And they stayed in a separate motel, and I stayed in an apartment requested to go. My children didn't want him to go on our family vacation. He
Listen to me.
insisted.
Understand where we're going. If your children didn't want him to go on a family vacation, you probably shouldn't have gone with him. But you went. Now, you flew, correct?
Yes.
And you purchased the tickets.
I opened a new credit card account, always with the agreement that I was always going to pay for myself and my children.
Oh, well,
he was always going to pay for himself and his children. And that is why he has a card in his own name.
Just a second. Miss George, did you ever go out for dinner when you were away on this vacation?
Yes.
What credit card did you use? Because I'm going to look at the bills.
Okay.
Did you use the credit card that you had given to him, or did you use a different credit card that was just in your name?
There was one dinner that he paid for because my family fed him the rest of the vacation.
Not because your family was there?
2 of my relatives were there.
You have to understand where I'm going. Where I'm going with this is when 2 people decide to live together and aren't married, and what they do is they sort of combine and play house, and they go together. Now it's your family. Now you want a judge, you want court to look at that dinner and say, how much did your cousin eat? And how much did your cousin's husband eat? And then there's you and your 2 children. You want me to separate that? Courts don't do that. We don't have time for that nonsense. If you choose to convolute the extent of your togetherness, we don't explore who had the pasta and who had the veal chop. That's not happening.
I understand that, but
that's not happening.
Every other charge is for him and his children.
Just a second. And
except for that dinner, every charge he charged, it's under his name. I'm an accountant. That's why I did it.
Fine.
We had the agreement that he was going to repay me.
Just a second. No. Then I would like to see the charges on that. Listen to me. I don't care if you're an accountant. If you were an accountant, you wouldn't have gotten yourself into this trouble.
Right, and I was only in it for 6 weeks, and I left him.
May I just see the statement for the trip? Take a pen and outline the expenses that he was supposed to pay for, and that credit card, with the exception of the one dinner, just so that we get it right, the exception of the one dinner are all his expenses for himself and his children. Say nothing.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
Just a second.
Okay.
Let me explain something to you, sir.
Okay.
If all of these expenses on this card are just for you and your children, you're going to pay for it. That's it.
This is all him and his children. And then there's one more statement.
Okay.
I'm just showing the dates. And this was all in July of 2018.
Your Honor, we had a different agreement for her living there rent-free.
Not true.
She had her own condo, so she wasn't living rent-free.
She moved in.
She moved in with you, but she had her own condo, which I assume she was paying for.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's part of the price of canoodling.
Okay.
Got it?
Sure.
It's not as if she moved in with you and gave up her apartment. She moved in with you for a month. She lived with you for a month or 6 weeks, and she paid for her maintenance, her taxes, and everything else on her own apartment.
But she...
I own my own home.
Just a second.
I own my home.
I didn't ask you.
Okay. His mother owns his. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. This is on your card. I'm going to go over...
I never gave American Express authorization.
You're Randy Scholler. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's your name.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you a few things here, okay? This is July 2nd of 2018. Comcast cable.
Yes.
Now, you paid, with using your credit card, Comcast cable for where?
For monthly bill.
That was a monthly bill?
Yes.
Okay. Had you ever paid that before?
Yes, I paid.
Okay, but not with this credit card?
No.
And you've been living in your house 5 years?
Yes. She moved in previous.
Previous?
She was living there since March.
Not true.
If you speak out again, I'm going to dismiss your case. Do you understand? Perfect. So that's the first time. July 3rd, Angelo's Pizza, $17.
For the whole, all of us, kids, her kids, our
Impossible. Wawa.
That's when we were on the trip in New Jersey.
Okay.
So we were all together.
That's $46. Well, that's possible that it's $46.09. These are all little things. Maury's Piers Adventures. Now, that's interesting. They're
not all mine.
Speaking.
Okay.
Maury's Piers, that's an adventure place? Who went?
I don't know the date because we went a few times.
This is the 4th of July.
I was with my family, with my children, and my charges are separate. So there are Maury's Pier charges under my name for when I went with his kids. That was just him and his
What
kids.
I'm asking you is, did you go on July 4th with him to Maury's Piers?
No, I was with my family.
You did not?
I did not.
Okay.
I believe I took her kids with me that time.
What you believe is not necessarily important to me. You went shopping on July 11th, And it was a big shopping bill, July 11th, and that was in Littleton.
That's where we reside.
That's where you live.
Yes.
And you used...
What is it to?
It was a grocery store, King Supers.
That's providing groceries for all of us. Her kids, Jackie, all of us. She said use this card for expenses.
Okay, nothing terribly unusual here.
I was given the card.
Just shh.
Sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Hi, Stephanie. This is Jackie, Randy's ex. He's a pathological liar and owes me thousands of dollars. Good luck with him. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's so not. Not terrifying. Maybe she's giving her good advice. What else?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says, ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture. Randy is countersuing for trespassing and harassment.
Now what I would, just for my own giggle, State Farm Insurance in Illinois. That's a big bill. That's $629, sir. What insurance is that?
That's got to be for my truck.
That's your truck. Well, you don't expect her to pay your truck insurance, do you?
No.
No. $629. So it's $630 because it's $629.90. And there was a lot of sort of grocery shopping, find any of these things, the things that I'm going to deal with, except your car insurance. Because as I said, I'm not going to separate a Mexican restaurant in Littleton for $88 and whose children ate what. Okay, so far he owes you $1,041. Do we have anything else? We have airline tickets.
We have airline
We have airline tickets. Fine. And how much were his airline tickets, and how did you charge them?
His airline tickets were $1,178.74.
For whom?
For him and his 3 children.
Okay, let me see.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
She did tell me that she would take care of this trip and take my kids. She wanted me and my girls. That's where the untruth is, what she's saying. She promised me she would take care of the trip, either transfer her balance to another 0% credit card or pay it off herself. She said, do not worry about that. She wanted me to go. She wanted my girls to go.
Well, how old are you?
48.
48. Pay for yourself, pay for your own children.
I would have chosen to go someplace else versus going to see her family.
What's next?
Can I say something?
What's next?
Okay. Car insurance.
I took care of that already.
And it was never a gift. That is why...
Don't listen to me. I took care of that already.
There
I figured in the dental
dinner out of the 32...
I don't care. Judges are not going to say you ate the pork chop and you had a pasta.
But they were
He took you out to dinner. He took your children out to dinner. We're not getting into that. You decided that that's the way you wanted to run this. Run it that way, but you don't have to pay for his car insurance.
Okay.
So far, he owes you $2,278.
I paid it back for the trip.
Just a second.
Okay.
The loans I took care of is what you're telling me that you paid her back for the trip.
And the dental.
Don't annoy me.
Yes, ma'am.
If first you tell me that wasn't our agreement and I wasn't supposed to pay for the trip, and then you tell me I paid her for the trip.
Not for the trip. I paid the personal loans.
Just a second.
Okay.
I gave you credit for that, sir.
Okay.
She's not paying for your car insurance. She's not paying for your children's airfare for vacation. She's not paying for the Comcast bill. Do you understand those things? Good. Those things all come to $2,278, and she'll pick up her furniture in 5 days from today, and then you'll have nothing to do with her. Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet. If that's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says, ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture.
Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
It's not a ridiculous counterclaim. She came over to my house after we were separated. We heard a noise out in front of my house. She had her lights on behind my witness's car. She came into my garage through the open garage part. We knew it was Jackie. I'm like, holy cow, Jackie's here. I ran downstairs, locked the deadbolt to the entryway coming into the house. Told her, Jackie, you have to go. She left, and I closed the other garage. We changed the garage code, did all that. About 2 hours later, she sent Stephanie, my witness, a nasty text like that she was terrified about. I'm Randy's ex-girlfriend.
I'd like to see the text.
Okay.
I'd like to see the text. Thank you.
I also have the text.
I don't want to hear you.
Okay.
What part of I don't want to hear you?
I'm sorry.
Thing is, I don't know how she got Stephanie's number.
This is not a terrifying... I don't care whether your girlfriend is terrified. This is Randy's ex. He called me today trying to get back with me and told me...
That's a lie. Okay, sorry.
This is your evidence that I'm just reading. He called me today trying to get back with me and told me he isn't dating anyone, wanted to save you the trouble. I'm not a crazy ex. He's a pathological liar and owes me thousands of dollars. Good luck with him, but thought you should know. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's so not. Not terrifying. Maybe she's giving a good advice. What else?
That's not good. Can I follow it up with message she texted me? I have a couple that I would like you to read.
So far, you have a 0.
She came into my house. It's trespass. It's illegal that she came in.
So far, you owe her $2,278 in her furniture. I don't find this message terrifying.
Okay.
What's next? What do you find
I have some
terrifying?
harassing texts that she sent me.
I'd like to read them.
The ones that are highlighted?
I'd like to read them.
Okay. There's a couple. Thank you.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, then this
separated.
That's married. Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet, if that's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies. Okay. So can you answer this question for me? This was in October. All right, so you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This was in October. All right, so you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
He lives a mile from me, and I drive by. My kids' friends live over there.
Who is she? I'm outside your house. I cannot believe you. What a loser. When am I getting my things back? Who is she? Why? What do you care?
He was still trying to manipulate me and try to get back with me.
He owes you $2,278 plus your furniture. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She trespassed on my property. She sent me ugly, harassing text messages.
I drove by his house, and I had a garage door opener, and I did open his garage door, and I tried to warn her.
She's a spurned lady that it didn't work out. I never was attracted to her.
About what kind of a,